Heyo, EC here, and we are all hyped for the Mario 40th anniversary. We've all got some announcements for the Direct. We were all hyped to see that Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are now being released on Nintendo Switch as part of the celebrations. And then you see the price tag. The price tag for these games, from what I understand in the US, is $40 each, or you can get both games for a bundle of $70. Obviously, I've got the UK price on screen here, saying about £59 for both games, which to me, I think is a little bit awkward to talk about. I'm going to go on to that. I'll go on to why in a minute. Before we're going on to that, I'm going to ask anyone who's new, make sure you subscribe and like and that sort of stuff. So let's talk about this. So Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, were some of the most well-known 3D Mario games. They're some of the ones that everyone talks about, and some of the ones that were iconic as well. These ones, obviously, when Mario 3D World came out after these games, people were annoyed because they just didn't hold up compared to what Galaxy 1 and 2 offered. Now, offering these games on Switch, first of all, they are going to be on Switch, and obviously have a Switch 2 version. Basically, buy the Switch King, and obviously it will work on the Switch 2. Let's be honest with the first fact. You're really paying a lot of the money for Super Mario Galaxy 2 in this bundle, because we've already seen Mario Galaxy available on, the Switch already. We had the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, which had Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and obviously Galaxy 1 as part of the bundle. That was like 60 quid when it came out. So that was actually an alright deal for what you got, And to now basically cut those two games, obviously Super Mario Sunshine and Mario 64, and then obviously give us Mario Galaxy 2. I don't hate that idea, because Mario Galaxy 2 was obviously, forgotten about. It was not included in that original bundle. But I do think as well that means this bundle is very leaning heavily on Mario Galaxy 2 being like the major draw in this situation, because obviously we've already seen Mario Galaxy 1 on the console. We've already seen it, and a lot of people already own a copy of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Obviously, you can't buy it anymore, at least not, brand new, because obviously Nintendo pulled it after like a few months. But, if you have a copy, you already have a copy, and you can already play Super Mario Galaxy 1 on Switch and Switch 2. Now, this bundle is also coming with Amiibos. The Amiibos are really expensive, like $50 each, which, remember when Amiibos were cheap? Remember when Amiibos were like really cheap and they couldn't get rid of them in stores and stuff, and now suddenly they're right expensive again? It is what it is. And now, seeing what they've added to these games, I believe they've only added a few, like a little bit of content to Mario Galaxy 1. I believe they added like Rosalina's book library or whatever it was. And obviously they've taken away the motion controls from the obviously games and made them, be able to actually run on the Switch and Switch 2 over them being like just full on the Wii games. They have had some like also small graphical detailing upgrades to make them look a little bit nice, because obviously, remember, these games are now in HD on a HD console rather than them being on a, Wii was like, I believe Wii was the last console to use AV sort of cables. But yeah, this is basically how it is now. And the price tag that they are asking for the bundle, $70, it's a bit steep. It's a bit steep, especially as these are games that at one point were on the Wii U for $20 each. Like, you could buy both these games back in the Wii U days for about half the price of buying them both on Switch. Now, it doesn't get all the extra bells and whistles, but then you got to ask how, are these bells and whistles really worth, $30 extra? Like, is it really worth the price tag that Nintendo are asking for? And this just comes down to Nintendo in general recently, just seeming to be trying to burn their fans so hard. Like, so many, like, they just seem to be like price gouging people so much, and like charging like ridiculous prices for game. Like, these are Wii games. These are Wii games that at one point you could get them both for $40, on the Wii U. These aren't like brand new games, and the amount of effort they've actually put into these remasters is very minimal compared to what they could have done. And instead of announcing, say, like, Super Mario Galaxy 3 to coincide with this or something, we're just getting like a few extra bells and whistles thrown into these older Wii games. And to me, paying $70 for it, obviously I know I'm British, so I know I'll be paying like £60. Like, I don't really see how people can justify that price point, especially when Mario Galaxy 1 was already, released as part of a bundle, which had 3 games, not 2, 3. Now, you can argue that the Wii games are obviously bigger and have more story, and obviously they're longer games. I can get that argument. I'm not going to get behind you on that argument, but I understand your argument, and it's just like, let's be real. It feels like Nintendo's lost their way, especially with this price point. And I want you guys to give me your opinion on this in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you think I'm dumb? Do you think I'm right? Let me know what you think. Do you think $70 is too much for these games? especially since we've already had one of them be re-released in another bundle, which, had more games in for less? Or do you think it's justified? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you're new, make sure you also subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff. I've been EC, and I'm signing out. Peace.